Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
These have been tough times, and we could all use a helping hand to get through this period. GUT Credit Union gives you the opportunity to do just that without a worry. What are you looking forward to? A relaxing staycation? Brand new appliances or devices? Consolidating your debt to get more money in your pocket? Not a member? No worries. Come in and find out how you too can make the most of this offer. Or visit us today. Yes, you can have a brighter Christmas season with GUT Credit Union. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the GBN television news for Monday, February 1st, 2020. I'm Chrislyn, Lashington. In the headlines, a sad day for us at GBN as Grenada loses one of the island's best-known media practitioners as GBN employee transitions after a brief illness. Fishing boat shattered at the Soteres Breakwater project site as Grenada and other Caribbean islands inundated by violent waves. Trade unions call on public officers to intensify industrial action, with Thursday dubbed Horn for 4%. Woburn residents protesting indiscriminate garbage and human waste disposal by yachties. Trellona Charles is here with us also.
Tonight in Around the Globe, UE geologist says St. Vincent's last volcano can erupt at any time, and one man shot in broad daylight in St. Lucia. In sports, Andre Fletcher, along with 4 other Grenadians, will headline with the Windward Island volcanoes. Shivnarayan Chandapal says the CG Super 50 Cup will not be an easy tournament for participants, and Jamaican coaches are asking for the Champs Athletics meet to be pushed to May.
Details right after this message.
Hi, I'm Francis Urias Peters. I'm a good listener, and K105 has always been a great source of education and entertainment. Now, while the station name may have changed over the years, it has always provided valuable information which enabled me as a playwright to document and to celebrate our history, our behavior, and our achievements. K105 is my choice. It's the national station.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. Grenada has lost one of the persons who made a sterling contribution to national awareness, with the passing today of media stalwart who worked with his colleagues to ensure that citizens received daily news and current updates on what is happening around the country. Mr. Levi Benoit played a pivotal role in the news gathering and dissemination process as he served as cameraman and technical operator at the Grenada Broadcasting Network. He transitioned this morning after a brief illness. Beverly Telesford reflects on Levi's multifaceted contribution to the media fraternity for the past 30 years.
No one thought that after having worked his full day last Thursday, it would be the last time he would be interacting with his colleagues. Levi had completed his work schedule and was getting ready to head home when he fell ill and was rushed to the General Hospital. The sad news came this morning that he transitioned and plunged the GBN and people near and far into a state of mourning. Bernadette Connell Celestine worked alongside Mr. Benoit for most of her professional life and is among those who will miss him dearly.
I was the kind of person that anyone would like on their side. He was very, very funny, very humorous. Levi was, I would consider, an old soul, one of those who, if you ask him about somebody, or if he's telling you about somebody, he will tell you that their mother, who was their mother, who was their father, who was their cousin. He might even tell you what they had to eat that day. How did he know? I don't know. But He was very humorous, loving, kind. And I'm not just saying that because he passed away. He will be greatly missed. His head was so hard.
Retired broadcaster Mrs. Eugenie Mason also worked closely with Mr. Benoit as they covered a wide range of subject matters across the length and breadth of Grenada.
He was a co-worker, a friend, and a brother. We worked together for several years. He being the cameraman, I being the reporter. And Levi was a worker with a difference. You could have called on him any time of day and he would be there. He will be greatly missed. He collapsed right on the, you could say, on the job where he worked for several years. He had a determination to give his best, and that is what he did. Levi was more than a worker at GBN. He was a friend to all. He was a comforter. He shared his meals, his life with everyone he came in contact with.
Benoit was hardly ever angry. To the contrary, he saw the best in every bad situation and would be the source of several light moments in the newsroom or while out on the beat. Former GBN employee Delroy Duizan remembers his many insightful remarks.
He had quite a lot of sayings that I can remember till this moment. He always says that we're not here for a good time, but we're here for a short time. And that's stuck with me for a long time. He also said things like, as the world turns, so are the days of our lives. He always says, some people want to sleep with the devil and expect God to pay their rent. You know, such profound sayings, and some of them may come out as funny, but when you actually think of it, it's very powerful and profound.
Benoit was a shop steward at the GBN and had been recognized as one of the most active members of the Grenada Technical and Allied Workers Union. Former President Chester Humphrey says he left an indelible mark on the lives of many.
There's another side to Levi, which is what I want to pay tribute to. And that is, he was one of the better shop stewards that served the union under my leadership. Levi was a very conscientious worker. He was a class-conscious worker to begin with. And you don't find many workers like that. He was an outstanding shop steward. He stood up for his workers.
GBN's managing director Odette Campbell said that Benoit's transitioning has dealt a monumental blow to the management and staff and noted that it would be no easy feat to come to terms with his loss. She said that Levi did not only make a mark on the media fraternity in Grenada, but that he would be remembered by many whose paths he crossed around the region and around the world. Campbell said that the One Caribbean Media Group and especially the Caribbean Communications Network was moved with sadness upon learning about his transitioning, since Benoit always had a warm welcome from members of the OCM team who visited Grenada. As we bid farewell to a media soldier, we share some of the moments spent with our dear Levi.
See again, but there's a favorite hymn that I know very well and know it by heart. Nearer my God to thee. You filming me for, girl? You always filming me, man. How to get that soul, or a piece of iron to practice what I did until I China. If I can't get it, I can't operate. I can't just operate with my hand. So, two things. One day I piece of iron and come back. Let me show you. Hey, what?
Media Workers Association of Grenada also issued words of solace to the people affected by his death. MWAG said Benwa's contribution to the media was not mainly as the guy behind the lens capturing the moments, but on numerous occasions acted as a reporter and posed questions to the panelists. As GBN copes with the loss of one of its assets, we extend our deepest and sincerest condolences to his friends and family. For GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
A sad day indeed for us here. Condolences to his loved ones. Seafarers in Grenada and other Eastern Caribbean islands have been warned to stay put. Forecasters have advised that a strong area of low pressure in the northern Atlantic has caused a deterioration of sea conditions across the Eastern Caribbean. Residents should expect swells ranging from 8 feet to 11 feet to continue into the night. Beachgoers have been warned to stay out of the water during the warning period, as sea conditions could be life-threatening. All marine craft operators should note that large open water swells may be hazardous to some vessels, and the operation of smaller vessels may be difficult at times. Forecaster Tricia Miller says the low-pressure system may prevail for a couple days.
Over the past few days, the tail end of a frontal system located just north of the Leeward Islands, coupled with strong winds, caused seas to deteriorate. This is normal as fronts tend to come a bit further south this time of year. Model guidance indicates that the front will weaken and move away within the next day or so. However, the strong winds will linger, but seas should improve by midweek. There's a warning in effect for beachgoers, persons traveling along the coast, and other marine users to be extra cautious.
On Sunday, large waves were witnessed in various parts of the island. In the north of Grenada, one boat owner awoke to the dreadful discovery of his destroyed vessel. Trellona Charles has the details.
You kind of see that we're experiencing, but so there's another fisherman has lost his entire vessel. Fishing vessel has been completely destroyed by the heavy seas. This is what is left of it. We've seen anchored there now. That is what is left of the sea. Still quite rough on this side. This is what is left of the fishing vessel.
When Richard Mouche Swan of Mount Fendiu St. Patrick anchored his boat at the Surtees Breakwater project, he never expected the sudden turn of events. When he received a call from a friend at 5 a.m. Monday morning saying that his boat was in pieces, he hurried to the scene to see for himself. He spoke to GBN about what he described as a sad situation.
I couldn't see him, but just to stand up and look at it because the water breaking so heavy. You can't even get to know that maybe I could have saved something or not, but I hadn't a chance. So I end up losing everything. All I retain is the gas tank and certain little pieces of buoys and things, losing all my materials, hooks and fishing things and so on. Up to now, I don't feel anything.
He said despite attaching his vessel to 2 anchors, the strong waves proved to be too much for the boat. At 67 years old, Mr. Swan says his only source of income is now gone.
I believe, in my experience, one of the anchor bus and the other anchor, he drag it, with the high wind and waves and so on. The engine in the water, I can't afford to get a crane to lift it up because I don't make that kind of money, Yeah, so I mean, it's very, very hard for me at this time because that is what I do for a living.
Mr. Swan says he's unsure about the next step and he can only hope to find some assistance to get his life and livelihood back on track.
Yeah. So I guess there we can see. But I talk to the fisheries officers and so on. I don't know, whatever. I don't know if I'm going to go to see them personal or whatever, but I guess as much maybe they could have something in store to help somebody like me.
Trellona Charles, GBN News.
Teachers and public officers represented by the Grenada Union of Teachers, the Technical and Allied Workers Union, and the Public Workers Union are being urged to stand by as industrial protests are heightened this week. Blossom Alexis Welch has more.
Government's failure to comply with the signed collective bargaining agreement that requires public servants' salaries to reflect a 4% increase by January 31st, 2021, has caused the unions representing the workers to engage in further industrial action this week. The protest started last Friday, with workers being asked to wear their union T-shirts, and this week a list of actions has been circulated for the continuation of action activities. Monday was deemed Mobilization Day. Tuesday, members are asked to wear their union T-shirts, and Wednesday will be known as Red Day, with members of the public asked to join public officers and teachers in wearing anything in the color red. Thursday's activity is being dubbed Horn for 4% at 4 p.m. on February 4th, with motorists asked to honk their horns in solidarity with the public officers. Public Relations Officer of the Public Workers Union, Daisy Hazard, says it is to give back what health workers got during the early weeks of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Our healthcare workers received horns, and when our unions met, when our presidents and so met to discuss what are the actions that we are going to take, this week we felt that we ought to give back the noise that we were given, because noise is nothing. Noise is useless and meaningless if after you give us noise and you say to our country, oh, let's make some noise for these workers, at the end of the day, you come out in usual stride, seeming to want to again engage in a public fight with your workers. And it's sad, every time in the last 20 years or more, let's just go back into recent memory, 2013, every single time there is an industrial issue between government and workers of this country, the public service workers of this country, it's a brawl. Why does it have to be a brawl?
Government said it cannot currently afford to increase its wage bill because of reduced income caused by COVID-19 economic measures and has asked for a deferral of the 4%. The unions contend that government is not truthful because it was able to find $60 million to repurchase majority shares from WRB.
So you have a government who is saying all over the place, we can pay them 4%. It's too much to pay them 4%. When you add it up, it's 13-point-something million every so often. But you found $63 million to pay Grenlec. But you tell us, we have found the money from under the mattress, as the president of the teachers union said, or perhaps in the brazier. Wherever you have taken out, the explanations that you have given us for where you have found us, that money does not suffice. It is not credible. But the point of fact is, you found it. You didn't make noise with them. You didn't go on international airwaves and on social media. You didn't call the conference of churches. You didn't go in the houses of parliament and quarrel with WRB. You didn't say we are not paying them because there was COVID last year. You did not say that to the international court. You honored, and yet your own people in your own country, your own courts in your own country, you have scathing regard for, scant regard for. What does that say about us? Pay your civil servants. Honor your commitment to your civil servants. If you can't pay us 4% now, show that you have some decency, that you have some commitment to your workers. Pay Gemma Bain Thomas.
Friday will be known as Black Friday, where all teachers and public servants are asked to wear the color black to demonstrate displeasure with the non-payment of the 4% increase.
We are not going to sit by quietly and just allow our employer to disrespect us. We deserve better. We have earned better by our actions and our examples. We deserve better. And so we are standing by and we are ready.
Blossom Alexis Welsh, GBN News.
Woburn residents and fisherfolk are calling for urgent intervention. The indiscriminate dumping of sewage and other garbage disposal are creating an obstruction to livelihoods and quite unsightly. This unpleasantness is blamed on yachties living in the Woburn Bay area.
Frustrated Woburn residents are kicking against indiscriminate dumping of garbage and human waste in the area. Say far too long they have been exposed to these unsanitary conditions and believe the authority has turned a blind eye on the matter. They want some action fast. According to residents, Yorties have created a dump site in an area that is not a garbage collection point on the days not designated as garbage collection days. Residents say this act is a danger to marine life, their livelihoods, and the environment. Villagers say they are willing to coexist with the Yorties. However, they can no longer accept the disrespect for the environment. Ms. Margaret, as she prefers to be called, is the president of the Woburn and Woodlands Development Community Organization. She says as locals, they follow the rules and they would like the sailors to do the same.
The garbage that's being here, it's something that is disturbing the entire community. It ends up in yards, people's yard. They have to be forever cleaning garbage, whereas they have contained their garbage for the garbage disposal to come and collect. The people from the yachts are bringing their garbage in this bay where there is a marina that charge a minimal fee. And as you witness, it goes on. Today is not a garbage collection day. So,
what are
case in point,
garbage collection?
Tuesdays and Fridays. But let's re-emphasize, this is not a garbage collection point.
Sperry St. Bernard is a Woburn fisherman who also spoke out.
We as the people in the community, we have no problem with the cruisers. Yes, they support the little business in the community, but our problem is the stool dumping, the garbage dumping and stuff like that. It's our problem. Tie up to the mangrove.
This CMOS farmer says his business has been adversely affected. He says he has had to change location of his farm on numerous occasions due to human waste detection.
With the yachts, because I was a CMOS farmer. It's not a good look for my business in the sense that anybody coming to buy the CMOS, and they, like the foreigners come to buy the CMOS, and they want to see the area in which I farm the CMOS, and they see all the yachts. A lot of questions start coming to mind: chemical runoff, sewage, all kind of different things. Production from a CMOS has dropped drastically. If you look, this does not look like a marine protected area. If you go to Molineux site is a marine protected area. This area is supposed to be a very protected area because it's a hotbed for the ecosystem. And so far, you can't really see it.
The president pointed to another area of concern where she says green algae, never seen before, has now surfaced in the area. She says they are fearful to even allow their children to recreate in the sea. We caught up with two Yorties and got their take on the concerns expressed. They admitted that waste is disposed of out at sea.
That they don't want their garbage being dumped there the whole week. So it's for me it's okay. On certain days, I know the garbage truck is coming. I bring them early in the morning, put my garbage there. The truck comes, picks it up. Everything stays nice and clean. I don't want any rats and dogs on my property, in my village, and have disease of bugs and everything there. So I totally understand them.
They also got a holding tank, and if they want to go out once in a while and dispose of it outside, like it is supposed to be done. A couple of miles or 3 miles outside, and get rid of it.
They say all they want is the relevant authority to step in and put a stop to this environmental attack. Chrislyn John, GBN News.
Serious issues there. This is news at 7. Coming up, Grenadians to dig deeper into their pockets as cost of flour and poultry feed increase this week. Stay with us.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, You're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Your hard work, talent, and creativity, plus Flow, equals more ways to chase your dreams. Flow is connecting all of Grenada, from Point Salines to Hillsborough, with the most reliable connection on the island. So now everyone can work, study, and keep moving forward together. Visit discoverflow.co for more information.
Calypso fans, the 9 finalists to challenge the reigning independence Calypso monarch Sean Nas, the Silver Serpent, on Friday, February 5th at the National Stadium have been selected. Admission is free from the comfort of your homes. Will Silver Serpent hold on to the reign, or will the crown change heads as Sheldon Douglas, Anthony Darius, Croqueta, Jermaine Simon, Teddy Christopher, Philanda Jeffrey, Alicia Alexis, Edison Francis, and Anthony Etienne all vie for the coveted crown. Time alone will tell, so join the National Celebrations Committee in what promises to be an evening of great calypsos. Carried live on GIS Channel 22, the National Celebrations Committee, and GIS Facebook pages and YouTube channels. Remember the date, Friday, February 5th, 6 p.m. The virtual staging of the 2021 Independence Calypso Monarch, building together a safer, more resilient nation in these challenging times.
Need tools? Then take advantage today on 20% off on all tools, lights, and sanitary fixtures in LA Purcell Independent Sale. Plus, get 15% off on appliances, furniture, and electronics. LA Purcell is bringing independence to you for 2 weeks from January 29th to February 12th. More reasons to celebrate independence. What are you waiting for? Visit our stores on Granby Street or River Road today. See your favorite LA today. Cash if you have it, or credit if you want it. Happy Independence Grenada from LA Purcell.
Imagine your day without having to wait in line, without having to write at every store, without touching the pen everyone else used, having your info exposed to everyone. Sounds great, huh? Well, it's possible. Here is Teta. With Teta, you download once, register once, and just scan to check in everywhere. No hassle, no forms, no hold up. Simple and easy. Teta lets you explore, discover new places, new products, and new experiences. What are you waiting for? Get Teta for free from your app store today and enjoy contactless convenience.
Now we can stay safe while at the same time reducing our budget to maintain a clean and safe environment at our home, school, office, church, or even on the bus. Fortune Foods has gone a long way to source premium products that are at least 30 to 50% less than other brands. That's right, 30 to 50% cheaper than other brands. We have a multi-purpose 80% strength liquid sanitizer for cleaning surfaces that is also safe on hands, as well as 70 to 75% gel sanitizers available in 1 gallon and smaller sizes. Plus, when you buy in bulk, you save even more. Right now, every dollar counts. Be wise. Sanitize with Fortune Foods' range of sanitizing products.
Distributed by Fortune Foods Company Limited, Tempe, St. George's. Telephone 435-2247.
When I need shelter, warmth, security, I know you'll be there. Something in these moments lets me know you care. Maybe the way you shield me, maybe it's your smiles and the way you tell me it's okay to try. Now I'm invincible. I can pack my sack. I can take the long road, 'cause it's okay to look back if I am scared. I know you're there. Arise, together there's no limit to what we can do. Arise, with no wings, fly. Arise, and we're so high, enjoy the view. Arise.
is a riser. Your financial freedom, your future.
She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me.
Sunday, February 14th from 6 p.m.
Get set for another massive Waggity Virtual Bingo,
the Valentine's edition.
This time you can win a whopping $15,000. Tickets are $15 for one or two for $25. Now that's a Valentine's special. In Grenada, tickets are available at gotofet.com
or numerous box offices island-wide.
If you're overseas, tickets are only available at gotofet.com. This is a special day,
so you and your Valentine can enjoy all the fun and excitement in the comfort of your home.
Sunday, February 14th,
Valentine's Day.
Play Waggity Virtual Bingo,
the new way to play
bingo.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here even when the future seems unclear, because one thing is certain: you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Grenada Poultry Farmers Association says the sudden increase in the price of poultry feeds will strike a major blow to already struggling poultry farmers. The increase, which takes effect this Wednesday, February 3rd, 2021, will also affect consumers of flour. Details in this report.
Wednesday, consumers of flour and poultry farmers will have to dig deeper into their pockets. During a press conference on Monday, farmers representative in the Senate, Roderick St. Clair, and president of the Grenada Poultry Farmers Association, Jason Phillip, explains the effect of this sudden move on farmers. They both expressed their dissatisfaction with the decision made by the Caribbean Agro Industries Limited. St. Clair said the pending increases were brought to his attention by the president of the GPA through a communique copied to the association. He highlighted some of the contents of the document.
Contents of this letter essentially says, due to the increase in the price of inputs, mainly corn, since 2013, these adverse conditions has left us with no choice. Note the words, has left us with no choice but to pass on some of these cost increases to the consumer, and therefore effectively February 3rd, 2021, and today is February 1st, prices of flour and animal feed will be revised as follows. Baking flour shall increase 10%, counter flour shall increase 12%, poultry feed shall be increased 6%, hog feed shall be increased 12%, all other feeds shall be increased 16%. Should there be
What remains unclear is whether or not there were prior negotiations to come to such a conclusion. St. Clair impresses that something is missing in this equation.
These items, from speaking to personnel within the Ministry of Trade, feed and flour, are price control items. So, to me, the tone of the letter should be saying, government, we have a situation, so we are saying, look, we need to review some of these prices. So let us have a discussion with the stakeholders, our animal and livestock farmers, our bakery, and some of the big entities, government, create some facilitation, especially in this time of the COVID. We know the implication of this crisis. Other persons out of job, other businesses on the verge of closing down. This is a very serious matter. This agreement with the Caribbean Agro, where Continental Grain as the original, dates some 55 years. And it's my understanding, I haven't been able to see a full copy of it, and I will try to request a copy soon. It seems to be unlimited agreement, unlike the Grenlec one, which I think had a time span to it.
President of the GPA, Jason Phillips, says this is a sudden blow to the poultry farmers who are already struggling. These farmers, he says, have not received any financial bailout from anyone, and to be hit with this sudden increase is unfair.
Roughly 60% of our farmers in Grenada are subsistent farmers. We're talking farmers who use their daily income as a means of sending their children to school, putting food on the table, and doing their daily routines. This increase will now significantly hamper our farmers from even meeting their basic daily requirements. With the suddenness of this information being sent to us and the actions which seem to be about to be taken, it now means that our farmers do not even have the opportunity to sit down with their vendors, sit down with the companies that they supply to even renegotiate pricing on the basis of this. It means now that with an immediate effect, any changes that occur, it means that stock which farmers currently have in hand, you would have to still dispose at the previous rate, and you do not even have an opportunity to recoup some of the costs involved. This is a situation that we cannot sit by and allow to happen. We cannot sit idly by or be quiet. We have to voice our concerns.
Chrislyn John, GBN News.
Grenada's 47th independence. During this week, leading up to Grenada's 47th anniversary of independence on February 7th, every day the GBN will highlight one aspect of our independence and its history. Tonight we focus on the national flag.
Designed by Anthony C. George, the national flag features a rectangle divided diagonally into two gold triangles at the top and bottom and two green triangles at the sides. This is surrounded by a red border charged with 6 5-pointed gold stars, another 5-pointed gold star on a red disc at the center, and the nutmeg at the hoist. Friday's Week Out Here program on GBN, hosted by Godfrey Augustine and featuring panelists Finley Jeffrey, Livingston Nelson, Reese Sam, and guest Mrs. Gloria Payne Banfield, focused on the topic Road to Independence. During the program, the national flag was analyzed.
The only aspect that was kept from the previous one, I believe, is the nutmeg. That's the only thing, and that's what the nutmeg represents our main export crop. Each color denotes different things. For example, the green has to do with the lush vegetation and agriculture. The yellow, the sun, warmth, and wisdom of Grenadians. The red, harmony, unity, courage, and vitality.
I know that the colors have a lot to do with the dark is the Rastafarians. In fact, like it. The only thing that is not there is the black. And what they call it ice, and that is really black. Black is the ice, but we don't have the black. So when some people tell me that our flag is ice, green, and gold, I tell them rubbish. There's no ice in our flag. That's the first myth I want to dispel. And okay, there's no yellow in our flag either.
Right.
Gold.
There is also flag etiquette, rules and regulations that govern the use of the national flag. When displayed together with the flags of other sovereign nations, the foreign flag should not be flown on top of or to the right of the Grenadian flag. The guidelines also state that the flag is not to touch the ground, nor should it be dipped towards an individual or an object. It ought to be displayed either in or near every polling place when elections in Grenada are held. The national flag should be flown by merchant ships that are registered in the country, but should not be placed on top of motor vehicles other than by the police force and during state events. It is not to be reproduced for commercial purposes without prior approval from the government, and when it becomes damaged and is no longer fit to be publicly displayed, it is permissible to dispose of the national flag via burning. For GBN News, Beverly Tellisford.
Some great information right there. St. George's University announces its distance learning in April term as it continues to monitor the progress of COVID-19 to chart its course towards the safe re-entry to campus at True Blue.
St. George's University announced that it will continue to provide online distance learning for all students for the April 2021 term. While the goal is to eventually return all students to campus as soon and as safely as possible, students in the School of Medicine, School of Veterinary Medicine, and School of Graduate Studies will continue exclusively via online distance learning throughout the spring. Students in the School of Arts and Sciences will continue to have access to minimal in-person classes. As vaccines have become available in some countries, SGU says there is renewed hope for a return to normalcy on the horizon. However, the leadership of SGU remains concerned about the current worsening status of the COVID-19 pandemic in many countries around the world and the emergence of new, more infectious variants of the virus. SGU is evaluating the potential for students to return to campus in Grenada in the summer if a vaccination is widely available. Although Grenada has few active COVID cases currently, many members of the SGU community live in or travel through countries where the cases of COVID infection are poorly controlled or where these new variants have led to increased infection rates. It is with this knowledge that SGU says that in an abundance of caution for students, faculty, staff, and the people of Grenada, that the university has made the decision to continue limiting access to campus for now. SGU said it will continue to collaborate with the government of Grenada and to provide updates on its public health response to combat the spread of the virus. This collaboration will help inform decisions and assist in determining when conditions allow for additional students to return to campus. SGU says it looks forward to reopening the campus as soon as it is safe to do so. The leadership of SGU says it is hopeful that as the vaccine distribution takes on momentum, they can consider a safe return to campus in the summer and at least by the start of August term. The next decision about returning to campus will be made in May 2021. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Trellona Charles has been looking around the platforms.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. Second Vice President of the Public Workers Union, Arthur Pear, and the PRO, Daisy Hazard, joined host Blossom Alexis Welsh on Monday morning to shed some light on the issues surrounding the 4% increase, which was promised by the government of Grenada to teachers and public officers, but was not received.
I believe government could have called unions and said, look, we realize that you want the 2%. This is our situation. This is the time I believe that this is the timeline that we're working with. As it relates to when we think we might be able to pay. They have said no such thing. Instead, we are hearing pronouncements in Parliament, we are hearing pronouncements in the public, we are hearing pronouncements among social partners.
Our online audience shared their views on the evolving situation. Ray said, "Don't go to work." Dennis commented, "Great job, my friends. Keep up the fight. Stand up for your rights. It is time to hit the streets." Diane commented, "Government is playing hardball because it tried something once and got away. Cut workers' pay. They will continue to win because they have created a shadow ministry and workers are not united. The union seems to have no strong response to government's actions." Another individual commented, "Total disrespect there. If there's a legal agreement, why not adhere to it? Therefore, this administration is above the laws of the country and its people, it appears." Nicole made reference to the words of PRO Daisy Hazard. She said she spoke about unsustainable jobs with no protection or room for career growth and developing skills. So many become stuck and can't do anything, with salaries that don't correspond to the real cost of living. With short-term contracts like that, does the person even qualify for NIS? It wasn't a put down, it was a genuine concern. That is what she meant by dignity and treating workers with respect. Can't we create sustainable jobs for our people? That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. As always, if you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
From the thought process to the visual impact, it's time to take a peek through the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
You know us, but we knew. You feel at home with every visit. An experienced team offering personalized courtier service and trendy brand name lifestyle products. We're changing the vision care landscape one customer at a time. Clear Vision Eye Center. People and technology coming together to help you see the world with a clearer vision.
Our ISO reporter tonight uncovered a cluster, not of COVID-19 cases, but of sweet potatoes dug up in St. Patrick. The unusual cluster prompted our citizen journalists to submit photographs to GBN. Have you ever seen such a huge cluster of potatoes? What do you think? Tell us when you submit your photos and videos via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Coming up, we have more at the GBN News. We'll be right back.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Have you ever felt the need to give back to your vegetable or flower garden, lawn, potted plants, or planters? The Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority is pleased to introduce the new Home Garden Composter. A neat, efficient, quick, and easy start to home composting. Get great value from your food scraps, grass, lawn clippings, paper waste, and animal manure through home composting. When you do, you will be returning valuable nutrients to the earth rather than discarding at the landfills. Get started with a Home Garden Composter, now available at Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority, and let your Home Garden Composter make your gardening dreams come true.
What are you looking for? Top quality copy paper, linen paper, bond paper maybe, or lunch bags, maybe a gift set, or maybe you're just not sure. Then visit us today, K&R Bookstore. We are so much more than your regular bookstore. Visit us at the corner of Scotch and Young Street, or give us a call, 420-5307 or 321-3500. K&R Bookstore. Convenience, quality, excellent prices.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Tropical shipping is fast and reliable. Always on time, safe and affordable. Friendly staff here to connect you. Tropical worldwide, you must get you. Shop online and you get it on time. Hassle free to meet your deadline. Consolidate any size, any load with tropical shipping, so we ship everything. I can't wait to ship with tropical. I can't wait. No package too big, too small. I cannot wait to ship with tropical. No package too big, too small. Just ship with with Chapica.
Local agents, George F. Huggins and Company, Grenada Limited. Telephone number 440-8787 or visit our website at www.tropical.com. Email us at grenadasales@tropical.com. Tropical Shipping, committed to island life.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Your hard work, talent, and creativity, plus Flow, equals more ways to chase your dreams. Flow is connecting all of Grenada, from Point Salines to Hillsborough, with the most reliable connection on the island. So now everyone can work, study, and keep moving forward together. Visit discoverflow.co for more information.
Bringing hope to hope. Batch 7 Imani from St. Andrew Southeast has brought some enhancement to the area. The Hope Bridge overlooking the Hope River is used by many for doing their laundry, bathing, and washing their vehicles.
The Hope Bridge can now be spotted from way off because of its new look. Never before painted, the bridge, frequently used by motorists plying the Eastern Main Road, was given a much-needed facelift on the weekend. The project was done by young individuals who are part of Batch 7 Imani from St. Andrews East as part of their Life Skills project. With Grenada's 47th anniversary of independence just days away, a touch of the national colors added to the ambience. Chris Joseph is one of the Imani supervisors.
Trainees that you're seeing here, they're all from one of the classes from St. Andrews Southeast. And we are expected to do the community service project within the constituency. Whatever constituency that you're from, this is where the project is expected to happen. So we are in St. Andrews Southeast. This bridge, as I said before, this bridge has never been painted before. If you look around the area, there is another bridge a little lower down. It is already painted, but this one wasn't. I'm not sure the reason why, but it was never painted before. And hence the reason the trainees was very excited about painting this bridge.
Trainees were tasked with the responsibility to come up with the project they wanted to embark on. Some of the materials were donated by people in the communities as well as from the pockets of the trainees. This brings to a close 3 months of life skills training, following which the trainees will move on to doing the CVQ training and on-the-job training. Chrislyn John, GBN News.
Government says it anticipates the completion and distribution of 3 low-income housing units by the end of this month. Housing and Community Development Minister Delma Thomas said the units will be handed over once they have successfully passed the inspection process.
By the end of February, we'll have 3 completed sites. We have St. Patrick, we had the ceremony there already. We'll have Carrico, we'll have St. Mark. So these 3 will be all completed, 100% completed by the end of February. Because although they had the handing over for the St. Patrick site, they still had a small aspect of painting to do. Because the ambassador wanted to do that presentation before he left, so we did it a little earlier before the ready 100% completion. By the end of February, you'll have these 3 sites, Carrico, St. Mark, St. Patrick. At the end of April, St. David's site will be completed, and at the end of July, Busheju will be completed.
A committee comprising ministry and housing officials are presently determining the successful applicants.
We are now preparing, and we have hundreds or even thousands of applications at the Housing Authority of Grenada, are the ones that are collecting the applications, and the committee is with the Housing Authority in terms of the selection process and not the ministry. And so they are already started sorting and doing investigation to make sure you already meet the criteria for the persons who applied. This unit is very important for families, and it's not only low-income families, but middle-income families or teachers or nurses or police officers officers who are working within the range of $3,000 will be able to access that housing scheme, and so we look forward to providing these houses in unit to those very needy families who are waiting patiently for that new project to be handed over to government so that they can be secured themselves and their families.
Phase 2 of the Chinese low-income housing project started in January 2018 with a total of 647 housing units located in 5 sites across the country, including Carriacou. The first phase with 353 housing units were handed over in 2014. Stay with us. We have the weather and sports up next.
At Communal, we are adapting to meet the changing needs of our shareholders and members. Times are changing, and with the changing times comes a whole new way to do business. Our parents may have done their banking a different way. Communal's state-of-the-art online banking and international debit card allows members to do business with great ease. It's like literally having a branch in your very own hands. Need a loan? Apply online from the comfort of your own home anywhere in the world, and your request will be dealt with remotely. Want to transfer between your accounts or another shareholder? No wait time for transactions to update. Voila! Who needs receipts when you can receive them via e-statements on your mobile device and save the environment? Not a Communal member? You can join our family today by applying online. At Communal, we see you working hard to ensure that you save, invest, and grow. Communal. Join us today. This will be the best financial decision you have ever made.
And Valley Pharmacy offers both wholesale and retail pharmaceutical and over-the-counter products. We have the most competitive and affordable prices. We are the agents for Vit Plus multivitamin for healthy everyday lifestyle and Sanatogen powder. Hills and Valley Pharmacy supplies the best quality, name brand clinical products such as Rescue Oil, Bio Oil, Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Clarisil. We offer the most convenient opening hours. Our telephone numbers are 435-6904 or 6903. Remember, at Hills and Valley Pharmacy, your health is our business. We care.
Now open, Hills and Valley Medicare Center, your one-stop for medical supplies, massage therapy, physiotherapy, and an in-house physician. At Hills and Valley, your health is our business.
Calypso fans, the 9 finalists to challenge the reigning independence Calypso monarch Sean Nas, the Silver Serpent, on Friday, February 5th at the National Stadium have been selected. Admission is free from the comfort of your homes. Will Silver Serpent hold on to the reign, or will the crown change heads as Sheldon Douglas, Anthony Darius, Croqueta, Jermaine Simon, Teddy Christopher, Philanda Jeffrey, Alicia Alexis, Edison Francis, and Anthony Etienne all vie for the coveted crown. Time alone will tell, so join the National Celebrations Committee in what promises to be an evening of great calypsos. Carried live on GIS Channel 22, the National Celebrations Committee, and GIS Facebook pages and YouTube channels. Remember the date, Friday, February 5th, 6 p.m. The virtual staging of the 2021 Independence Calypso Monarch, building together a safer, more resilient nation in these challenging times.
Do you know what time it is? You guessed right, it's detox time again. At Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Purchase our 7-day cleansing pack for only $500. Includes everything you need for a complete total body cleanse. Cleanse your blood, kidney, liver, and colon. This cleanse will help you lighten up and get rid of the excess. Also available are our special product Detox Combo Pack for only $100. Try our single detox products starting from $40. Check us out now. Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area, or call us on 231-6642, 418-7753 or 418-7115. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Detox, your way to health.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
Tonight's minimum temperature, 23 degrees Celsius, a little cool. Tonight's weather is expected to be generally fair and hazy with few light isolated showers. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas rough, waves up to 9 feet in northerly swells. There is a warning. A high surf marine advisory remains in effect. Tides are low at 11:49 p.m. and high at 7:36 a.m. As we look ahead, Tuesday's weather is expected to be generally fair. And on Wednesday, the weather is expected to be mainly fair and hazy with a few partly cloudy patches. And on Thursday, generally fair and hazy.
Good evening, sporting fans. I'm Trellona Charles. Andre Fletcher, along with 4 other Grenadians, will headline with the Windward Island Volcanoes squad when they suit up for the first round of matches in the Cricket West Indies Regional 50-over cricket tournament. The annual Super 50 Cup will provide a platform for teams to clash in 19 50-over matches, starting from February 7 when Leeward Islands Hurricanes host the Windward Islands Volcanoes. Each team will play each other on a round-robin basis, with the top 4 teams qualifying for the semifinals and the opportunity to reach the final. The Super 50 Cup is the marquee 50-over event in the West Indies, featuring the 6 long-standing territorial rivals: Barbados Pride, Guyana Jaguars, Jamaica Scorpions, Leeward Islands Hurricanes, Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, and the Windward Islands Volcanoes. The tournament finals will be played on February 27. Manager and assistant coach of the Guyana Jaguars, Shivnarine Chandapal, says the upcoming CG Insurance Super 50 Cup will not be an easy tournament for the 6 competing teams. With several of the region's top players available for the February 7th to 27th tournament in Antigua, Chandapal believes the teams would have to bring their A game to challenge for the title.
A new champion would be crowned this year as Barbados Pride, Guyana Jaguars, Jamaica Scorpions, Leeward Islands Hurricanes, Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, and Windward Islands Volcanoes vie for the coveted title. The winners of the last tournament in 2019, West Indies emerging players, did not get a chance to defend their title in 2020 owing to COVID-19, but several players from that squad are representing the various franchises this season. Chandapal, who is back in Guyana and will depart with the Jaguars squad to Antigua on Saturday, spoke of Guyana's chances in the tournament.
Well, we've been preparing well. It's obvious we have to go out there and perform. Each individual pulling the weight, doing well, because all the teams right now, they all have the top players around. So it's not going to be an easy tournament. All the teams are strong, so anybody can beat anybody. So you have to go there and play well. You have to be on your game on that day. You got to bring a game. You can't any mistake, any slack up can cost your game. And you know the opposition you're playing. You have top players in some of these teams, so you can't take any chances. You got to get whenever you get the opportunity, take it and go ahead with it and stay ahead in the game and make sure you drive it home.
This season, several notable West Indies players will participate in the tournament, including West Indies white ball skipper Kieran Pollard, Test captain Jason Holder, Ruston Chase, Shimron Hetmeyer, Sheldon Cottrell, Hayden Walsh Jr., Nicholas Pooran, and Andre Fletcher. Matches will be played at the two international venues in Antigua, the Coolidge Cricket Ground and the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. Fans can watch the matches live from the Coolidge Cricket Ground on ESPN Caribbean and matches live from the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium on CWI's website and YouTube channel. Guyana last won the regional 50-over title in 2005. Incidentally, Chandler Paul was captain when Guyana defeated Barbados in fading light in the KFC Cup final at the GCC ground border. Reporting for Newsroom, I am Avinash Ramzan.
In Jamaica, the local coaches believe the annual Champs Athletics meet should be run in May instead of March because it will give athletes time to prepare. More in this report.
Just last week, ISA's President Keith Wellington said that a date for the Boys and Girls Athletics Championships will soon be announced, with a March 23 to 27 date still on the table. However, Principal of the GC Foster College for Sports and Physical Education, Maurice Wilson, says the alternate date from May 4 to 8 may be better for the athletes.
The March was the date, then competition during the course of January would be needed. Since we're not having any competitions, I think that May would be a more appropriate date for championships.
He says the athletes need competition to keep them sharp and to give coaches a chance to assess their progress.
Yes, we have seen a delay, but we have to be cognizant of the fact that there's a very thin line between safety and making sure that our athletes are ready for a competition. When you look at some of the side effects of the coronavirus, it can affect a lot of persons who are involved in sports.
Meanwhile, Wilson also believes there needs to be greater adherence to the COVID-19 protocols.
We're appealing to the general public to exercise the correct attitude and behavior, follow the protocols in relation to this virus. Once we continue to create a breach, then it's going to take longer for us to get back to normal.
Under the new guidelines for the proposed reopening of sports announced by Prime Minister Andrew Holness recently, spectators will not be allowed at live events nor while athletes are training. Champs was cancelled last year due to COVID-19, and no track meet has been held since the start of the year because of the pandemic. Denise Walters for TVJ Sports.
And in football, the TT Warriors crashed to a heavy 7-0 defeat in their friendly with the United States in Orlando, Florida last night.
The TNT Warriors crashed to a heavy 7-0 defeat in their friendly with the United States in Orlando, Florida last night. Terry Fenwick's men fell behind as early as the second minute when Colorado Rapids forward Jonathan Lewis netted to give the Americans the perfect start. They never looked back and led 4-0 at the half, thanks to strikes from Jesus Ferreira of FC Dallas in the 9th and 2 from DC United star Paul Arriola in the 22nd and 41st. Defender Miles Robinson scored his first international goal for the U.S. in the 52nd for 5-0 before Lewis added a second in the 55th and Ferreira rounded off the scoring in the 62nd before the coach called off the Dogs. Both teams used the match as preparation for the World Cup 2022 qualifiers and the CONCACAF Gold Cup coming up later this year.
That's it for sports. Up next, around the globe. Tonight's probe around the globe takes us to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where UE geologist Professor Richard Robertson is appealing to residents in the danger zone near the St. Vincent volcano not to drop their guard. He said the volcano can erupt without much time to evacuate.
on guard for moving very fast. We are working arduously to put in sufficient monitoring elements that we will have some indication, but there is a chance that it simply would move from what it's doing now, which is quietly extruding magma, to something that is much more active and faster and probably explosive within a matter of hours rather than days, as we would like. I believe the National Emergency Organization would like to have, and I know given their plans, would like to have a couple of hours, probably a day or two. There is no guarantee that would happen, so I think we need to hope that would happen, but we need to prepare for the fact that you're essentially getting your warning now that something can happen, and that when it happens, there will be very little time. It might be hours, it might be minutes, it might be almost instantaneous. And what you simply have to do when you get that, when you get the message that something is happening, you simply have to move south.
Seismicity at La Soufrière has moved from 3 earthquakes a day to as many as 100 per day with low magnitude, while the increase in seismicity has been attributed to the installation of more seismic stations closer to the volcano. Dr. Robertson said that they are aware that the activities are intense below the dome.
What we have now, in a sense, is quite a bit of precursory signal that it can do something. It's telling us that it's having an effusive eruption, and that, we're now at that stage where we could tell people to do certain things. So we should make use of, in a sense, all of this activity that's happening to put our house in order. So the individuals need to do that and not wait, until something actually happens to do something. I think it's giving us quite a bit of activity now, which is effusive, yes, but I would take it as a warning that it could get explosive, essentially.
Dr. Robinson said though not much monitoring was done before the 1979 explosive eruption, he feels that at this time SVG is in an advanced state of monitoring and hoping for the least impact and outcome of the volcano if it was to erupt explosively.
We have put an instrument, essentially a fancy mirror, in a sense, at the top of the mountain. And what we're going to do, we're going to work with the Land Surveyors Department to get one of the surveyors to come out and shoot a beam of light to it. And with the return period, we look at the distance of the light. We can use the timing of the light and the distance it travels to get essentially a measure of the length from the instrument, from the reflector, to where we're measuring from, to see how long it is. And if we do that from various points, we would perhaps be able to tell if that point on the crater rim is moving, and we'd expect that prior to failure, we have done some indication that it's under stress by that point moving. So we're going to measure for that. It's not something that we're particularly concerned about now, but it is something that may become more of a problem as the dome gets bigger, and we're already looking at its possible happening, and therefore trying to find ways of monitoring for it.
Another St. Lucian family has been affected by the scourge of gun violence following a brazen daylight shooting in the capital city. One man was shot multiple times on a crowded, bustling Castries Street on Wednesday morning. More in this report.
Chaos was added to this normally bustling section of Castries with a shooting incident in broad daylight. The Wednesday morning crowd along Chisel Street was no deterrent for a group of criminals intent on carrying out the latest attack. According to witnesses, at least 2 men alighted from a car and opened fire on their target. They shot the victim, Bradley McGowan, in the chest area. He fell to the ground and they fled on the very vehicle upon which they had come. He was presumed dead or dying. His mother was soon on the scene where her son lay on the Chisel Street pavement. She called on divine intervention to save the life of her son. In the seemingly lifeless body that lay on the Chisel Street pavement was the struggle to survive. His mother said her son had had his challenges, but he was not a troublemaker. Jamal Fauché said McGowan was fortunate to be alive given the length of time he spent on the pavement.
If it was wasn't for the lady praying, I think nothing would have taken effect and nothing would have shifted today because they had him on the ground for a ridiculously long period of time. And who is to be blamed for that? All of us, society at large. That if nobody's going to say nothing, nobody's going to stand up, nobody's going to voice, but where are the voices? Voice their opinions, these people believe what they're doing is right. Because I have a feeling there was a little foul play going on there as to he know and who they know. I know them he shake kind of thing. I'm not biased. I deal with everybody as human beings. Nobody deserves to be in that kind of situation.
Wednesday morning's broad daylight attack is yet another example of how emboldened the criminals have become. The new year has brought no abatement in the level of criminal violence in St. Lucia. Stanley Lucien for the HTS News Force.
That's it for tonight's Probe Around the Globe. Stay with us for a reminder of tonight's top stories.
And now a recap of this evening's headlines. Levi Benoit, GBN's cameraman and technical operator, transitions Monday morning after a brief illness. Rough seas leave boat in pieces at the Soteas Breakwater project site. Trade unions for public officers intensify industrial action with Thursday dubbed Horn for 4%. Woburn residents protesting against indiscriminate garbage and human waste disposal. Former senator says an increase in poultry feed and flour takes effect on Wednesday. In Around the Globe, UE geologist says St. Vincent volcano can erupt at any time. In sports, Shivnarayan Shandapal says CG Super 50 Cup will not be an easy tournament for participants. If you missed any parts of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or visit GBN Television's Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Chrislyn Lashington. That's the news. We'll see you again. Good night.